The original Resident Evil games were a masterpiece in world building that the remakes failed to recreate because of one game they ignored. In the early days of the franchise, the masterful craftsmanship of the game developers meticulously wove together a narrative tapestry, enveloping players in a rich atmosphere setting. Raccoon City emerged as a character within itself, an intricately designed urban maze brimming with history, mystery, and a chilling ambience. Through the clever use of environmental storytelling, the original Resident Evil games offered a glimpse into the dark underbelly of Raccoon City. Dilapidated buildings, widespread secrets of past inhabitants, abandoned diaries unveiled the terror that unfolded, and eerie visual clues painted a vivid picture of a once thriving city, now consumed by the sinister forces lurking within.
Corporal of Umbrella's Biohazard Countermeasure Force. What's your name?
Jill, did you just say you belong to Umbrella's army?
Each street, alleyway and room held its own tale to tell, having gone from the most iconic Spencer mansion with its labyrinth halls and hidden passages, to the police station in Resident Evil 2, where every corner held the potential for nerve-wracking encounter. The attention to detail immersed players in a world both tangible and foreboding. Moreover, a diverse cast of characters further breathed life into Raccoon City. The protagonists, such as Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Leon Kennedy, were not just avatars for the players to control, but individuals with distinct personalities, fears, and motivations. Their interactions with the environment and the supporting characters added depth and complexity to the game's narrative, elevating the world building to new heights. The original Resident Evil games etched Raccoon City into the hearts of fans. It became more than a backdrop, it became a hauntingly real place. In Resident Evil 2, we got a taste of this zombie-infested playground, making your way through streets before holing up inside the RPD. But in Resident Evil 3, it took it to a whole new level of insanity. The city streets became our stomping ground, and boy, did it pack a punch. The atmosphere in RE3's locations was amped up to 11, with crumbling buildings, burning cars, and chaos around every corner. They transformed Raccoon City into a shell of its former self. Where the remake of 2 did a good job recreating the RPD for the modern audience, the remake of 3 lost that essence of the original. You see, in the original it was all about escaping the city, and throughout the game you make your way across the said city, going to the places such as the back streets, to the clock tower, to the park and the hospital, each location dripping with atmosphere, each offering unique challenges and hair-raising encounters. They expanded our horizons and provided fresh, terrifying experiences that kept us on the edge of our seats. With remakes cut content, this drastically reduced the scope of what the place should feel like. What struck me most about Raccoon City Incident was the attention to detail. In Resident Evil 2, they introduced 2 fresh-faced protagonists who stumble upon a group of survivors, join forces and find a way out. It would have been easy for the developers to stick with the established heroes, but they took a bold leap. Why should a story set in the city be solely about experienced individuals who have already encountered the zombie virus? This is where the brilliance of storytelling shines through.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
By introducing new characters, players who are new to the series can experience the unfolding chaos through their eyes, while existing players can witness how these characters navigate the challenges compared to their previous encounters. These new protagonists are just ordinary citizens, albeit with Leon being a cop, but it's explicitly emphasized that he's just a rookie. This approach gives the story a fresh perspective, free from the constraints of being a specialized elite group that can effortlessly handle such dire situations. It's a testament to the game's ingenuity, providing a unique angle that enhances the overall experience. Outbreak was an absolute game changer when it came to the scope of Raccoon City. It blew Resident Evil 3 out of the water by offering players an expansive canvas to explore, and this is where the remakes have truly lost that made that simple little thing that made Raccoon City feel alive. Excuse the pun. While Resident Evil 3 honed in on the gritty city streets, Outbreak took us to an exhilarating journey across a vast range of locations nestled within the city's borders. Brace yourself for the spine-chilling hospitals, pulse-pounding police station, even the eerie depths of the subway tunnels, and, of course, the secretive lab. The sheer diversity of these locales not only added to the thrilling element of the gameplay, but also allowed us to witness the devastating aftermath that had befallen the city and all of its horrifying glory. Outbreak's broader horizons opened up a whole new world of possibilities, immersing us in an experience that truly showcased the immense scale of the city's destruction. Every nook and cranny was adorned with crumbling architecture, bloodstains that whispered the past horrors, and lighting that sent shivers down our spines. The level of precision in the environmental design was impeccable, effortlessly capturing the essence of decay and danger. It was as if we were stepping into our darkest nightmares, navigating the treacherous post-outbreak streets of Raccoon City. The sheer immersion factor was off the charts, thanks to this meticulous craftsmanship. Outbreak truly brought us our worst fears to life, enveloping us in this experience that really felt disturbingly real. Going back to that attention to detail, in a city as big as Raccoon, there would have been more than the handful of survivors we've already met in Resident Evils 2 and 3. So, what did they do? They gave us more civilians to try and find a way out of the city. The timing and the location have also been factored in. For example, Resident Evil 3 takes place 24 hours before and 24 hours after Resident Evil 2. And so you get to see more of the fall of the city. Outbreak takes place across the entire timeline of events, and location was again carefully crafted. Easy enough to be locked down, and far out enough not to pose a problem to the rest of the country. But alas, by ignoring Outbreak and with the cuts from Resident Evil 3, Raccoon City Remake is now a shell of its former self. The legacy of these early games continues to reverberate within the Resident Evil franchise, reminding us of the heights that world building can achieve. As fans eagerly explore the dark corridors of these subsequent titles, then there's the collective hope that the spirit of Raccoon City immersive world building will once again be resurrected, allowing us to lose ourselves in its chilling embrace. Let us cherish the foundation laid by the original Resident Evil games, celebrating their unparalleled ability to bring Raccoon City to life, and eagerly await the future installments that will strive to recapture that magical essence once more. Resident Evil 2 really was the start of creating a legacy of Raccoon City, and to see why it's my favourite game in the series, you'll need to watch this video that's on screen now. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you survivors next time. As fans eagerly explored dark corridors of subsequent titles,